No, what's crazy is there actually is a war on moms, but it's not a pop star saying that you look miserable. It's the government trying to put you in jail for having a miscarriage.
Going off of that, apparently no one has any idea how much it costs to raise a single child nowadays because they're not even being honest with it. Look at this chart that they use as reference that was made in 2013, over a decade ago. The cost of some of this stuff has more than tripled, so I did the math. Let's walk through it today and see how much it actually costs to raise a single child in what would be considered like a middle-class family household. Let's start with the healthcare cost. Most places I referenced said about $1,500 a month for a family plan, so we'll just pretend that's like $700 for the child, and it never gets sick and you never have to take it in for checkups for some reason. I love that we're already lowballing it here, but times 12 for 1 year and then times 18 for 18 years, and you already get that number, which is way bigger than what they gave. That doesn't even include things like hospital bills for giving birth to the child. Then we have things like clothing, bikes, diapers, etc. They get very expensive, but we'll pretend it's pretty close to what they gave. Next up, we have food. Last year I did a video calculating the price of what I eat in a day, and it was about $20, and the kids I nanny eat about 3 times as much as I do. What they eat, such as formula and stuff, is way more expensive than I eat, but we will only add $15 on top of that anyways. Hopefully they steal a lot of snacks from their friend's house, and you already get, again, a way larger number. We have childcare and education costs, and this is leaving out college because that's far out the window at this point. Now obviously the price for this changes by age, so we had to break this down. First year of their life, pretty straightforward. Second year, also straightforward. And then you have preschool, and that's when things start to get tricky because you have to factor in both preschool and a minimum wage babysitter to come and pick up your kid and take them home. Fun fact, that's a job I did for many years for a lot of families. That's ages 2 to 3. And until they're about 12, they're going to public school, and not only do you need money for supplies, but you also have to pay for aftercare. Because you can't have your 6-year-old just running around at home alone. There's no school in the summer, of course, so you have some sort of summer care and programs, and it's that for 8 straight years. For your teenage years, we'll hope they'll get a job and pull most of their weight in the sports and whatnot department and end up with that. We all know how good teenagers are at paying for themselves, right? Either way, your grand total for childcare and whatnot ends up being this. Oh, and we're not done. You still have to house them somehow. And most house mortgages I found were quite expensive, so we're aiming for a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent public school district. Most of those were around $2,300, so after utilities, parking, and pretending you spend almost nothing on gas, because again, we all know your teenager is never going to want to drive that car. This is what it's going to cost for 1 year. Do that for 18 years and we already get 3 times what the original total of everything was. Are you ready for the grand total? Rounding down a lot still and hoping your child never gets sick or joins some sort of an expensive sport, you still end up with over $1 million of what it would be considered for the average child to live a middle-class lifestyle. I don't even know if that's correct, because wouldn't that still be like a small house with a little yard, not an apartment? But either way, with zero government assistance, since they're trying to cut all those programs anyways, there's 100% a war on women, mothers, and families as a whole. Because life is very clearly not the same as it was in 2013.